I wouldn't believe any of this. I just want to make a disclaimer if it didn't happen to me. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. It really is a good morning because the sun is shining, the birds are chirping. I've just been in like the best mood ever. Like, spring is here. You know when you're dealing with that? Actually, what are you doing back there? Right now, he's in teenager mode, like, so I feel like I can trust him, but I know better. But yeah, you know when you first get those warm days, but then you have a 30-degree morning, and then you have a warm day, and then a 40-degree morning, like, finally, we're here, we're staying, we are thriving. So I'm so happy. I also worked out today for the first time in quite a few days because my mom is actually visiting. So I just haven't been, I don't know, like I just used it as a nice little excuse. We've been so active though, walking around, doing a lot. And this morning I woke up, no one else was awake, and I decided to take advantage. So that felt good. I feel like one of the big reasons I even am so consistent in the gym, I mean, first of all, like the feeling of it is addicting. Like genuinely every time you go, you just want to go back the next day just because of how good you feel. But also, I don't want to stop because returning to the gym after even like a 4 or 5 day hiatus, I just feel out of it. I don't feel as strong. I don't feel as in shape. And it shows. Like I pay for it when I'm huffing and puffing during the workout. And oh my gosh, another part of my morning routine, speaking of something that you just keep doing because you see the benefits and you see how good it is my AG1. And this is something that I take every single morning after the gym or run, whatever physical activity I do. They say they recommend you take it on an empty stomach just for optimal absorption. This stuff, I mean, I've said it before, the most important part of my morning routine, honestly more important than the exercise, because let's face it, I get exercise throughout my day, even if I'm not lifting weights, like I'm walking around doing all that, but I certainly don't get everything that AG1 provides if I skip this in the morning. And the benefits that you start seeing after you take this regularly, you'll wonder why you didn't start taking this sooner. So I'm very excited I get to work with them on this video. I have gotten, you guys know, my dad on board, my friends on board, my family, like, it's just one of those things. Everyone can easily incorporate it into their routine. Literally, you could chug this in 60 seconds. You don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, am I taking this vitamin, this pill, this, that, like, it's just all in one drink. And it supports immune health, your gut health, energy support. That was probably the biggest thing I personally noticed, was just like the energy. And obviously we grew up hearing people say like, you know, eat your vegetables and make sure you're getting, I remember like, what was like the food pyramid in school we went over. And there's a reason people say that. It's not just for fun. It's because you will genuinely feel like a different human, a better human, pretty much just like a better version of yourself. So all I do is take one scoop every single morning. And then I also use my vitamin D3 and K2 dropper. If you guys use the link below, you'll get a free year supply of this stuff. I always say a lot of people, like more than you'd think, are low in vitamin D, which is not something you want to be low in, especially if you struggle with energy. You also get 5 free travel packs, the shaker bottle, the canister, and $20 off when you subscribe. I've been super excited to see a lot of you guys jumping on board with this and seeing the benefits, whether it is physically, like your fingernails or your hair is shinier. All of it's connected. All of it has to do with foundational nutrition, and that is what AG1 is all about. I genuinely do not think there is anything comparable, even remotely comparable, on the market, and I've just been loving AG1. Also, I sometimes do get questions about the droplets. All you do is you just put it right on your tongue. And the best part is it's all super easy to add to your routine. I'm just gonna throw on a little bit of makeup. I really want to experiment. I just got this new palette in the mail that I was so excited about. It's this Makeup by Mario palette. I specifically got it because it's like these super neutral mattes. So instead of having, like, I always go for like the sparkly eye, but you could still wear eyeshadow and be neutral about it. But I've had this weird thing lately where I genuinely think I look better with less makeup. Not no makeup. With no makeup, I kind of, oh, I don't want to see, people are going to be like, don't be mean to yourself, but like, yeah, I look like a troll. I have to say it, I did. I just don't look as good as, you know, I would want. But when I wear like eyeshadow and then I put the eyeshadow under my, whatever it's called, the lash line, I genuinely think I look worse lately. And I don't know why that is. It's funny because Gaby and I were talking on the podcast, it was like a couple episodes ago, about how if we weren't wearing 12 pounds of makeup, we used to feel so self-conscious. I was about to say I think the news industry played a part in that, but actually I don't think that's the case because I distinctly remember it was my freshman year of college. I was dealing with some sort of eye problem. Maybe it was a sty, I don't know, but something was prohibiting me from putting eyeliner on my waterline. Do you guys remember when that was such a thing? Like you just pack on the black eyeliner on your waterline. I used to be so about it. The more eyeliner you can get on there, the better. And I literally felt like I couldn't go out that night. And I felt like an ugly duckling. And that is like literally insane. Like, what do you even mean? It's not that, like, what? But I literally just feel like that's, I was about to say it's like growth and maturity, but not really. Like, this isn't me trying to be natural. It's just literally what I feel like looks best. Okay, I did it. It's very, very barely there light, but I like actually think it looks good. And lately when I've been applying eyeshadow, I'm just like, I don't know, there's something off about it. But as for my outfit, I love it. I just don't know if it's gonna be so freaking annoying today because it's actually a romper. My favorite, like I just feel so secure in rompers because I've been looking outside, like there's a little breeze. But peeing, I've been peeing so much lately. So that might be annoying, but I think I'm just gonna have to go for the gold because I want to wear my romper. It's supposed to be like 80 something degrees today. And I realized my mom on my YouTube channel never told the crazy story of how she knew I was pregnant before I did. So Mom, would you like to come upstairs and tell the tale?
I can actually go up the stairs again.
She's coming.
This is why we want a ranch.
I know, but I honestly love the steps. I feel like I can sneak and exercise without even
Depends on the day.
Okay, so as you guys know, because we kind of talked about it a little bit, my mom found out I was pregnant before I did, and she told me I was pregnant.
I did.
Which was weird.
I did.
And I wouldn't believe any of this. I just want to make a disclaimer if it didn't happen to me. Like, if someone said this, I'd be like, you guys are freaks, you guys are...
But you know that I have had things like this in the past.
So go back to the
right,
very beginning
we'll go back
of
to the very beginning.
who Aunt Joan is.
Okay, Aunt Joan was my sister who passed away when she was 43 years old. I was 30 at the time. I had just had Clancy and everything was just turned around. We were so close. So pretty much Clancy was born. I went straight from the hospital to take Clancy to see Joan, who was dying at the time. And my routine every morning would be to get up, take Clancy and Neil, who was 3, to Joan's house and spend the day at the house helping to care for Joan. And nobody in the world loved children more than Joan. She was a single parent of 3 and her children were her life. And she passed away when Clancy was 6 weeks old. Many of us in the family just really felt Joan around us during the first few weeks. There was a mobile that hung over Clancy's crib, and even Dad had to admit we were trying to go to sleep at night and you would hear it play, and it was "You Are My Sunshine." And that's why I always used to sing that to you when I was giving you a bottle. Like that was the Clancy.
Or when I was like crying, I remember.
Yeah, that was the song, and it was for that purpose. I knew that it came from Joan. She gave it to you.
And so the Neil thing.
The Neil thing was, and at the same time, I just really felt she was with us, and others did too. Aunt Susan did. We were all kind of getting signs from Joan. And Neil, there was a time when he was getting up because you were an infant and he slept through the night. And I said, "Neil, you slept like a big boy in your bed the whole night." And he just said matter-of-factly, "Well, I was going to get up, but Aunt Joan told me to say my prayers and go to sleep."
Yeah, that's
and
weird.
I did not make an issue out of it because
Yeah.
I didn't want Neil to get scared of what might be a ghost but that was just our thing. And now getting to the Clancy pregnancy, I don't know if it got conveyed between people, like it wasn't just, it was actually like she woke me up, that startled, and what I got was, "Kathy!"
I don't
like that, "Kathy!" And I was startled, and she said it so like, Clancy's having a baby.
But you haven't heard her since? Like, this has never happened?
No, it hadn't. And all of my previous things with Joan was shortly after she passed away for a few weeks, and it was always about you and Neil. And now my next thing was you. And I thought, if I tell Clancy this, she'll think I'm crazy. Everyone in the world will think I'm crazy. I'm not going to say anything. And then the next day I was sitting in the den, and you get this churning. No, the first thing before the churning of the printer was, you had given me this electronic photo frame, and it had your wedding photos in it, but I put it there. I didn't even know how to work it, and it was sitting in the den for several weeks, and I felt this glow, and I looked, and it was on, and it was a picture of you and Zach, your wedding picture, and I thought, how the heck did that come on? And a couple of minutes later, all this noise, churning, and It was our printer. No one else is in the house, and it's just making all of this noise. And I thought, if I get up and a message pops out, I'm scared.
Can you imagine?
But that's when I thought
There was no message.
That's when I thought I better tell Clancy.
But you waited till you came to Cincinnati.
Yeah. So I was, you were going to think I'm crazy, but how would you ever know if you were expecting, because you are having issues, you're on medication, and you would have no sign.
I don't get a period.
Yeah, I didn't know if I should say that or not.
Well, saying issue sounds even more mysterious and weird.
And you said, well, I'm not. And I said, well, how would you know? And I told you what happened. And you wouldn't admit to me that you would have thoughts about this. And somehow you took a pregnancy test without telling me.
No, but I hadn't thought about this at all until you said that.
I know. But when I told you, of course, you had the reaction of, well, I'm not. And
no, but I was 100% positive I wasn't. Like,
right.
Otherwise I would have taken a test, of course.
Right.
I was so like when you said it, I was like, because I just got Asher. I was like, I was like, I'm not.
That's what you did say to me. You're just saying that because I got a puppy.
No,
and I know. But I told you the Aunt Joan thing.
I know you told me, so I was like, I believe you, Aunt Joan. I believe you that she's here, but maybe she's telling you Clancy's having a little baby puppy.
Joan would not come back for a puppy. Joan was afraid of dogs.
But
she was a real estate agent, so she would go into many houses with like wild dogs.
She hated it.
She was not
but like, yeah, when you said it to me, I was just like, we dismissed it right away. I was just like, there's just
not we.
I dismissed it. Yeah,
you dismissed.
But no, and I didn't even test until a week later. And it was because I was going to be drinking.
And because I said that to you.
Yes. And I was like, this is just a little weird. Thank God you said something to me because I wouldn't have tested otherwise. I was having cramps, but no one ever told me that was a symptom. And here we are.
Just know that you always have a guardian angel forever. And this baby will too.
Yeah. Very nice. Look at this!
What the heck is going on here?
Guys, I feel like I'm finally adulting, although I'm so sad. Flowers
are adulting.
And oh my gosh, wait guys, speaking of adulting, I don't even think I showed you this full setup that finally we put together. Like, I don't know, there's just something about being an actual adult. I just, like with the whole gardening thing, I feel like I really fail miserably. Hanging up pictures, there are like very little photos on our walls, but that will change. I'm starting to slowly but surely start doing things. Like now that the 1 year anniversary of us living here has hit, that's kind of giving me a little kick in the butt, but this looks so good in my humble opinion. The table I had shown you guys, I can link it below. It's from Amazon. It was like $100. I got these baskets from Target, and I'll rearrange this. Like this is just what I threw together in the very beginning. And I think, are these not, my like OCD is really kicking in. And actually, you know what? I get so hated on YouTube when I refer to like how I had OCD and everyone's like, you're self-diagnosing. Mom, were you aware of my like OCD growing up? I don't know if you were.
I were. That you used to have to touch everything.
Did you say I were?
I was. Reading.
Yikes. So tell them what. Because like when people say OCD, and I get it, there is an element of it of being tidy and organized. And I definitely had that. That is definitely true. But to have OCD, or at least what I had, goes so far beyond that where you actually have these compulsions. So did you ever witness them?
Well, the smelling that you would
smell
everything.
No, can I please tell you, for the record, I didn't have to smell anything. What I had to do is I had to touch it to my nose, but I wasn't smelling. Yeah. So just so everyone knows, I didn't have to smell it. I just had to, like, if I'm just hanging out with Carly, something inside me would be like, touch that to your nose. Like, it just felt so good.
And the touching. And I particularly remember we were leaving Norton Drugs and I was saying, come on, we were picking up your prescription. And leaving, you went like this and like to something else. And I knew, but I didn't want to make an issue out of it because sometimes I think if you make more of an issue out of that, it causes more stress.
It was no issue. Like,
yeah, some people it does become, and then you have to go for treatment and all.
Yes.
But we knew someone who had it terribly that affected his whole life. He lived next door to us and he couldn't hold a job and he absolutely refused any kind of treatment or medication because he would be afraid of the medication. Yeah. As he became afraid of everything else as well, and it's a shame. So obviously, if yours ever was more severe, I would have
Yeah. Mine, yeah.
looked for help.
And it only lasted a couple years, if that.
Yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very. But I remember when I was like, the day that I was like, this needs to end, I used to have to touch doorways, especially. I was like, I need to touch the ceiling. And I was like, I got the den chair and was like trying to reach up. And I was just like, I need to stop doing this. Oh, wait. And flip over your computer real quick. I knew it. You're looking at houses. We just got to Neil's. It's gonna be an IHOP kind of night because my mom requested it. And fun fact, IHOP does not just have breakfast food. Geez, how many people got pancakes? What the heck, is mine in here? Oh, okay, it's at the bottom. They also have, I mean, it's not like the greatest thing in the world. I wouldn't like, die for this. But they did have a grilled chicken sandwich with fries, which is nice. And oh my gosh, do you guys remember, when I was reporting, they bamboozled us, like as the news. They said they were changing their name to IHOB, like IHOB, and they were gonna make an announcement of like what the B stands for, and we thought it was like a permanent change. I did all my live shots all morning. The guy I was with like knew, and it turns out, oh, we're just changing the name for a day to say that we got burgers. It just was so annoying because I'm like, this isn't, like, you tricked us. All is fair in love and war, but not very nice. Oh my gosh, I just love Asher when he's just so happy playing. Nope. Stay. It's okay. Stay. Good morning, guys. I'm happy to report that t-shirt dress season is upon us. T-shirt dresses, I discovered them 2 summers ago. Life-changing. Like, who wants to put on shorts? So this is my favorite kind. I'm curious. I believe this is from The Gap. These are the best quality ones I found, and I really like the Tommy Hilfiger, but these ones I really like because they're not fitted. Like, you truly, you just feel so free in them. I'm not gonna lie, the only reason I have this jean jacket on, first of all, I think it elevates the look a little bit, if I do say so myself. Can you guys see? Yeah, I was trying to get out a stain, and that's what we're working with, and the stain didn't even come out, but I'm still wearing the dress. Okay, so right now we are in Dillard's, and one of my most common questions I get asked is, do you miss the TV news industry? Do you miss being a reporter? Do you miss any of that? My answer is always no. Like, literally not at all. But there is a minor exception. And that is when I see dresses like this. Like, I just feel like this would look so cute on air. But obviously, I no longer have a purpose for this. Guys, I just want to say, it was supposed to be a shopping adventure for us, all about us. Baby stuff is following me. It is everywhere. We're in Dillard's. I've never even, and it's funny, I've probably walked past this a million times. I just don't think twice about it.
Right.
But I didn't even know they had this in Dillard's. But look at this. Oh, I cannot resist looking at the kids' clothes nowadays. But yeah, the current thing is building a registry. I haven't even started. And figuring out what is worth the splurge, what is not. I have heard about this whole Nuna thing. Ooh, it's nice to be able to be here and feel it though. Not that I know what I'm feeling for. I don't know.
Can you believe your little one will be this
I know.
size?
It does kind of feel like it's gonna rain. I'm so annoyed because I'm currently sitting alone in the car because my mom and I went into this store. It looked so freaking cool. It's called Painted Tree. It's huge. It's all these little boutiques. It's so cool. But it was 60 degrees in there. Okay, it wasn't 60 degrees, but it felt so cold in there. My fingernails started turning blue. That's always the signifier, because I just feel like when you say oh, I'm cold, that just sounds okay, put on a sweatshirt. But I cannot explain it. When this thing hit, it's unlike anything I had ever experienced until I got this. My lips and my fingernails turned blue. It's my body, I just can't explain it. It started happening, so I had to leave. And for reference, I don't know why this is happening to me. And you know what it is? When I eat, I get very cold for whatever reason. It's currently 80 degrees, okay? And I'm sitting in this hot car, but it feels so good to me. It feels like a warm blanket. But anyway, I think right now we are actually going to look at a furnished apartment. I know it is all so confusing right now with my parents' situation. If you've been watching the last vlogs, you know first my mom was considering an apartment here, like renting it for a year. And my dad said no. And then, oh my gosh, should we buy existing? I say we as if I'm part of it. It's them. And now we are getting very excited about the possibility of building, which would be, I mean, that would just be so exciting for my parents, especially like a true dream come true to be able to design it from, you know, the ground up. Like, what color do you want the tile, the backsplash, the, you know, the granite? Do you want granite? Like, that would be my dream. Obviously, you guys know we did buy a new house, but it was a market ready home, so we didn't build it from scratch. And oh, there she is. So that would be awesome. And right now she's looking at Mom.
I thought you were doing a video, so I...
Oh, no, I'm just doing a little chat. I got so cold in there. Wasn't it a little chilly?
Yeah, but it was a cute place,
I
right?
know. I'm so mad.
That would be a nice place if you have to pick up like a little gift or a trinket for someone.
No, I wish I got footage in it. But I was just filling them in on the possibility of you guys building. Still a possibility, but
yes,
that is a possibility.
I think that's the way we're leaning now.
That would be such a dream.
Definitely.
That would be so
Of course,
wonderful.
we haven't checked in with Dad in the last hour or two, and that could always change.
He is insane. Like, he is a crazy person. What we're doing right now is we're going to look at the possibility of a furnished rental, because if they build, it won't be ready in time.
This woman did tell me they get a lot of business from people who are building, and there's a little bit of a delay with the building. So they rent, because you don't even need a pot or a pan or anything. They have everything in it.
The furnished rental was awesome and would be perfect for while my parents are building, but it's just so much money. Like, the money would add up so much, especially month after month after month, that I personally don't think it would be worth it. I think instead they would actually do like a 12-month lease on a regular apartment. That would be so much less expensive. You would have seen it in the last vlog, and then just break that lease early. So it's good to know this exists, but it just, the numbers, it'll add up way too much.
Trying to give my dad every reason to move to Cincinnati, and we just sent him this photo. That doesn't even make sense. Like, move here. There's pictures of cows on cars.
It's from a farm with cows.
Yeah, but it's not like, it's just a picture. I don't even know how to explain, but do you think this is one of those stories that's not funny to say?
I don't know. I know we used to do that to Dad as a setup.
I'm so embarrassed because we're going back and forth on whether or not my mom and Zach are going to eat at Oriental Walk, like takeout, or this other place near us. And we looked at the menu of the other place. There's something called the Happy Family. And I accidentally called Oriental Walk. And they were like, I don't think we have something called Happy. Like, it's such a weird name. I'm so humiliated. We were laughing too. I just hung up. Like, I didn't even say goodbye.
We couldn't stop laughing.
Oh my gosh. And now we are outside Grater's, which is a little tradition whenever my mom is here for her last night, her chocolate shake that you will be able to have every day if you so choose when you move here.
That might not be a good thing.
Goods have been received.
I dropped my mom off at the airport earlier this morning, but I just want to give you guys a little PSA, a reminder, a refresher. Buy the XXL sweatshirt, or like just multiple sizes up from your normal size, because I did, and I didn't do it, no, I kind of did it on purpose. We were at Hellloooo a couple weeks ago, and it was freezing. I decided to buy a sweatshirt, and I saw this huge one, and my friend was like, you're buying what? Like, what size? Like, she was buying a size small, which would be too small for me anyway, but, and I'm like, no, like, trust me, like, I really think, like, I'm gonna like this. I have worn this so much because it's just so comfy. Like, ready? Are you ready to see the comfort level? Like, it's, okay, honestly, it's not even that big, but it really is. Like, I need to be able to, like, fit. I don't know. Like, I've always been like this. Even when I was younger, I always was wearing my mom's clothes. Like, I was like a little kid wearing adult clothes because I just like the room. So anyway, I'm just sitting here editing, and I really felt the need to tell you guys that. I am praying that Green District Salads in downtown Cincinnati, if you live here, please come. I'm praying they never get shut down, because all my favorite places, whenever I discover one, they get shut down. Oh my gosh, guys, can I just say, I am trying to live my best pregnant life in peace, and it's just not possible when you have a husband, because they see all, they know all, and what keeps happening is Zach will be like, oh, hey, what are you doing for dinner? And I cannot say mac and cheese, because it's what I've had literally every night for the past almost 2 months on the nights that we don't do hungry root, because my saving grace is we do hungry root. It's mac and cheese, and like it's just what's gonna happen. So I've been trying to like be like low key about it, like, oh, like nothing, like I'm just gonna throw something together. And then whatever Zach said tonight, like, oh, what are you having? And I said like, oh, I'll figure out something quick around the house. And he's just like, so mac and cheese. And yes. And for the record, Zach obviously like would never, he doesn't care if I eat mac and cheese. And my whole rule with myself, and it's not even a rule, it's just the way things naturally work out, to be honest, I do have a nutritious breakfast and lunch. Like I promise, guys, nutrients are being put into my body. It's just mac and cheese is as well. I don't know when this whole like craving, it's not even a craving at this point, but when this whole obsession is going to end. I don't see it ending in the foreseeable future. But right now I am on my way to Kroger. Being out and about, like seeing so many cars, I try to run all my errands like during the day or like the morning right after the jam so that I see as little of the human population as possible, not in like a mean way or anything. It's just obviously easier when things aren't crowded. And so when I save like my errands till the evening, I'm just like, what? Like there are so many people. Like this is not what I signed up for. I very much so enjoy solitude. But anyway, I will have that link for AG1 below if you guys want to give it a try. With my link, you will get 5 free travel packs and a year supply of the vitamin D3 and K2 droplets, which cannot say enough good things about it just because I was personally low in D3 and it has helped me so much. But anyway, I will have that link below and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.